Okay, so in this vlog, gonna do something completely different, right? So firstly, like today, I've just been recording back to back, like trust me, like I've just been doing lots of videos for my seven-figure business community that's coming up. So I've just been stuck here, and then my team decided that, oh, guess what? We've got a good idea. I said, what? I said, what we'll do is we'll put together 15, 16 questions for you, and then you just answer them like a rapid fire, and hopefully the audience can get to know you a little bit. And I thought, you know what? That's a good idea, because I don't think since I first opened my YouTube channel, I don't think I've ever sat here and done like a Q&A with you guys, and just so you can get to know what I do a little bit more and just get to know me a little bit. So I thought that's a cool idea. So I have seen some of the questions, but not all of them, so I'm gonna try to answer them within under a minute. I don't want to like go more than a minute and start talking about something, so I'll try to answer them just under a minute. So I hope you enjoy the questions. For those of you that have been asking me about my seven-figure business community, I have a waiting list underneath, so go and click the link and just put yourself on the waiting list, and then as soon as it's open, we'll send you an email or text or something, and then you'll know, and then you can join it if you want. Okay, so question number one is, how often do you post on YouTube? Okay, very simple. Twice a week. So I post on Wednesday and I post on Friday, right? And primarily the Wednesday video, I would say, is more educational based, about something to do with business, and the Friday one is a little bit more a day in a life, behind the scenes, if I'm going to the gym or whatever, or something like that. Apart from today, because I'm doing like a Q&A. So yeah, at the moment I do two. So how do you come up with ideas to post on YouTube? So in the morning when I go to the gym, as I'm walking back and I'm just like in my flow, I'll start thinking of different ideas, and just from there something will come. Or in the evening time when I'm reading a book, or I've just studied something, and on the back of that I'll just basically get some ideas again, but I have to be in my flow state. And my flow state is when I'm really just thinking and just letting my mind go wherever it needs to go, right? And then from there I'll just think of something, or if I've read something, and then I'll write it down, and then I'll expand on that, thinking how can I connect that to business. So yeah, that's how I think of content ideas. There's a lot of research and a lot of studying I do, and then on the back of that I get ideas. What advice would you give to someone who wants to start a business? Ooh, what I would say is that usually when you're starting a business, often, well, I can only speak for myself, you don't really know what you want exactly, especially if it's your first business, right? So what you want to do is just dive right into it and give it 90 days, so you can figure out if this is something you want to continue doing or call quits on it, right? So that's what I would say. So instead of overthinking about the business idea, just dive right into it and think, I'm going to do it for 90 days. And if I like it, I'll continue doing it. If not, I'll just scrap it. So that's what I would say. What do you like to do when you're not working? Honestly, right now, the season that I'm in right now, I'm just flipping working all the time. Is because I'm launching this seven-figure business community, and I've got to record a lot of content, and then I've got to structure it. So right now, the season I'm in, I'm not really chilling that much. I'm actually working a lot, and then I'm thinking about what's next. I need I'm always having meetings with my marketing managers, and then content managers. So it's always, right now, the season I'm in, I'm not really chilling too much. There is no off time right now, but listen, that could change in a few months. So that's what I would say. What business experience do you have? Okay, so my first big business that I opened was 150-seater restaurant business, right? So I had 50 people on the payroll at the very start. Some were full-time, some were part-time. I had to quickly learn how to manage finance. I had to quickly learn sales. I had to quickly learn marketing, and I had to learn operations, and just so much more, right? Then from there, I went on to open up another restaurant business. It was a complete flop. Spent about $250,000. People just let me down. It was bad location, and just so many lessons that I unpacked from there. And then from there, I went into property business full time. And then obviously I still do properties, but not full time. Then I went into my coaching business, right? And again, so much lessons up there, right? And it's with coaching business, it's personal brand driven, right? And I feel like sometimes in life, it's just some things you're just going to be good at. And you have to know what that is. And for me, I feel like I'm a really good marketer and just a really good strategist. So I can sit down with a business owner and be like, look, I've tried this, this, and this, it's not working. And I'll come up with creative ways to make sure, well, guess what? Why don't we try this? I come up with new ideas. So I feel like I'm really good at working with established business owners, maybe not startups, but people that, stuck at $250,000, $500,000. Like, I feel like I'm just really good at working with them. So yeah, my experience just comes from actually doing it. I've just done it and I've made so many mistakes. I've made money, I've lost money, and really that's where my experience comes from. So yeah, I hope that answer was not too long. Okay, what made you start your YouTube channel? So really the coaching business. So to be honest, at the very start, I knew I wanted to do something in the digital world, right? And I thought, okay, well, why don't I create my own media company, right? And then I was bored as well at the same time. And I thought, okay, well, I'll start with podcasting, video podcasting. So that's how it started. And I knew I wanted to build a personal brand and do something and launch something eventually. But I think at the very start, it was just boredom. I didn't know which way I wanted to go. And I thought, well, I can only talk about what I'm currently doing and what I've done. So I'll bring other business owners on and just see which direction it goes in. So that was the reason. What's your favorite part about being a business coach? Oh, okay. What's your favorite part about being a business coach? See, okay, I would say two things, right? So one, you make really good money, right? I'll say three things. Number two, as you're making great money, you have great impact on people because you can genuinely see that what you've told them to do, they're winning from it, right? So that makes you feel good. And thirdly, I would say that it gives you freedom, right? Really think about it, because you can pretty much, if you've got an online business, you can travel anywhere and work from there. So I think they're my favorite parts. I mean, I can list a few more, but I'll just stick with three. Okay, when's the last time you sacked someone and felt awful telling them about it? You know what? The last time I sacked someone, from what I remember, was when I was in the restaurant business. There was a girl that was working for me, right? And she basically stole from the till. I didn't feel awful about it because she obviously messed up and she knew. So it was just a really good reason to really just sack her, just tell her like, and then just really sack her. So I think that was one. I didn't feel bad about it because obviously she had stolen a lot of money. But I have recently obviously sacked people as well. But the good thing about where I am is that I don't have to do it. So if you got like because I've got managers and chief operating officers, you just kind of let them do it, and that's the reason why they're there, right? Because they have to take the stick for it. So you don't have to really do it. So it's been a while since I've really sacked someone. The one time I remember I did, I don't think I felt bad about it because obviously she stole money. Get other people to do your dirty work for you. That's what I would say. Okay, how do you help people grow their business? It depends really. From my experience, one of the few problems I see with business owners is that either their model is just completely wrong, right? Or they're in the wrong business market, right? Or their messaging is off, right? These are some of the common things I see, right? And then the other hand, like I also see sometimes lead issues, right? They're struggling to get leads. Then because they're struggling to get leads, they're struggling to get sales, right? So that's something I've seen huge in businesses as well. So depending what business it is. What made you want to help small business owners? Because I'm a small business owner, right? Like let's just define small business owners. If your company is doing anywhere under 25 million or even 10 million, you're a small business owner. So because I'm in that category, I can only help people that I'm familiar with, right? So I can't go and help large business owners because I've never been there myself. So yeah, so that's why. Okay, so do you have any plans to move abroad? Yes, I do. I don't want to say too much on that right now, but I do want to go. But I think before I move abroad, I need to travel. So I need to travel to like 10, 15 countries and then figure out where I'm going to hold my base. So I think before I move anywhere, I'm going to just travel for a month, different places, and see what country I like. What is the most amount of money you made in one day? Okay, so What is the most amount of money you made in one day? Well, how do you want to, I don't know how to kind of define that. So when I launched my high ticket coaching program, which was a few years ago, it was 20 grand. So that was one. So I made 20 grand in a single day. What is the most amount of money you've lost in one day? Wow. Okay. I don't really want to talk about this. It was literally like 2 weeks ago. I lost a couple of million. I'll speak about that another time. Right now, when I think about it, my emotions get involved. And I always say to people, when your emotions are high, usually your intelligence, IQ, is quite low. And in that moment, you shouldn't really say anything. So I think at this moment, I'll keep quiet, but maybe ask me in 6 months or something, and then I can answer it. So yeah, it was literally last week. How did you come up with your YouTube name? Oh, interesting. So when I first started, it was called Ibby Aslam Uncensored. And to be honest, what I done was I got it from Piers Morgan. So because his was called Piers Morgan Uncensored, and then I kind of looked at his channel and I thought, well, it's kind of unfiltered. He says what he wants. People can swear, you know, all that. And I thought, I like that idea. So it was just that thought, and I thought, well, I'll do Ibby Aslam Uncensored because I don't want to restrict people from they can only say this or that. I want them to speak their truth. So for that reason, I'll just call it Ibby Aslam Uncensored. But since then, I've changed it to just Ibby Aslam YouTube channel. So yeah, that's how I come up with it. What's your top 3 favorite cuisines? Okay, so this is pretty easy. I love Thai food, Caribbean, and if I was to pick one more, I would say Moroccan food, right? Lebanese, Moroccan, Arabic food, right? A few books that change your life. A few books that changed my life. Now, obviously, it depends like when it was, right? But I'll tell you what, I'll give you 2 books that changed my life, and they're up here in this room. I'll show you in a minute. So, one was this. Can you see? Okay, so basically the 48 Laws of Power. I think it was, you know, it got me going. That was one. And the second was this, Sam Walton, Made in America, the guy who owned the Walton supermarket. Yeah, these 2 really, really, really good books. I learned a lot from them. Okay, do you have any regrets? Yeah, plenty of regrets. You don't want me to start listing them, but yeah, the answer to that is yes, I do. So with that in mind, that wraps up today's vlog. I hope maybe you got to know me a little bit more, and if you did enjoy this vlog, then tell me in the comments below if it was good, if it was not good, if you like the answers, you didn't like the answers, is there anything you agree with, is there anything you disagree with, and yeah, I'll see you in the next vlog. And also guys, don't forget, I'm opening my 7-figure business community soon, so the link will be down there. Go and put yourself on the waiting list, especially if you're a business owner. I promise you, you'll find it really, really valuable. So yeah.